Happy Saturday, folks. It's time to talk about a little networking here in the Land Tamer stream to give you a couple of updates on how we're doing, getting ready for the written. 78 days to go. So, the heat is on a little bit, but I got a couple of topics I want to talk about. As you can tell from the title here, we're going to talk a little bit about Facebook. Now, I don't want to get into, here's the chat window, by the way. I don't want to get into the entire controversy surrounding Facebook right now and the politics and the ethics involved in what has been going on. I just figured for me, it's a good time to go ahead and let go of the Land Tamer Facebook page, which I have to change my overlay here because I reference it there. But the whole reason for bringing this up is, to me, it sounded like just a good time. I've been kind of on the fence about Facebook. If you may know, I've been kind of playing with this concept or this experiment of building your personal brand. And this is a recent article kind of references that. I think I linked this in a meat chunk Thursday night, but I'm linking it here again because it is an important topic, building your personal brand. And I've kind of been practicing. I say practicing. I've been executing on those concepts with, being an engineer and engaging more in social media with YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. But on Facebook, things have not really picked up. So that's indicative of a few things, I think. For example, on Instagram, I've gained, I don't know how many followers it is. It's not that many, to be honest, on any of these platforms. This is a very niche space, right? In terms of social media overall, it's very niche. So I always expected it to be very small, and to kind of take what I learned from this little Land Tamer experiment and maybe apply that in the future into some sort of business model. But I see this as a learning opportunity, right? And what I've learned is that Facebook, in comparison to the other platforms, is a dud. I've gotten a few likes, not many, but I have gotten a few likes on the page, a few people, that have messaged me on the page, but not really much. It has not had hardly any traffic at all compared to the other platforms. Now, I know a lot of that I think depends on your niche or depends on your platform or your brand, right? So I'm sure there are a lot of brands that appeal to just Facebook users or the people who are most active in Facebook right now. Personally, in my personal account, I use Facebook very little. In fact, today I was just checking the Land Tamer page, and I had a lot of notifications on there because I don't really check it that often. And that has kind of happened over time. This is nothing recent due to any of the recent controversies, but just over time, I've slowly backed off of using Facebook page, preferring other social media platforms. And I think that has been a trend, which says something about Facebook in general. There's this, kind of notion now, at least among what I understand for some young people, that Facebook is now for your parents and grandparents, And that's why I keep a personal Facebook account for, there's still people that post family pictures, and, I keep up with some older relatives on that platform. But I mainly use like Instagram, and I've given up on Snapchat too. I tried it. Snapchat is on the decline. Facebook, I think, is on the decline. So, you've got Instagram and Twitter. Those are my two main sort of personal consumption models. But just for the Land Tamer page that I created, I've duplicated, generally duplicate content there that's already on Twitter or Instagram. But in all fairness, very few people have learned about the Land Tamer stream from Facebook, if any. So anyway, based on all that's going on today, I decided, okay, let's just go ahead and get rid of it. I don't even want to update it anymore. I have no motivation whatsoever to do so. So I apologize in advance if you see the posts on Facebook and, you like the page and you see the updates. I apologize, but I just don't have any motivation, unless you tell me otherwise, to keep it. So, despite all the other controversies, it's going to be interesting to watch. And, it seems that social media goes through these different evolutions, just like a lot of other communications platforms, right? Telegrams, radio, TV, streaming, etc. It's just another iteration. And I'm not saying Facebook is dead. Who am I? I don't know. I'm just an observer, right? But in my personal life, it practically is dead. And I've heard that from a lot of other people. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting development. So just to give you a couple quick updates on my progress for the written, I'm making good progress, folks. I feel like I'm making pretty good progress. I will show you the blueprint. So on the blueprint, which you can link to in the Drive share down below, I basically run out of I&E videos. So I've watched, yesterday I cleared them all out, and I filled in any areas that are left to research, which there are a lot, as just Cisco docs. And when I say Cisco docs, that's Cisco documentation mostly. I'm going to start relying heavily on the links from here. Jedediah Casey's, CCIE route switch v5.1 link shared, where he is going through, and I have started to use this a lot because I'm basically switched to reading mode. So I'm doing reading and boson, reading, boson, reading, boson, and I mix those up, and that's where I'm at right now, 78 days, folks. So lately I have been doing, I read up on some topics, had a good bit of time yesterday or last night, LLDP, conditional debugging, CEF, algorithms, some bidirectional forwarding detection. I was missing that a lot between, asynchronous, on demand, and echo functions. I think I've got those down now, so that's good. And upcoming, a lot of these questions I'm missing or I'm just skipping over them when I review them on Boson is the PPP, PPOE, CHAP, MS CHAP, all that. I'm going to be doing some kind of focus reading on that coming up, as well as the PFR, performance routing, because I'm just skipping those questions. I have not studied that rarely at all. That's all I got today, folks. It is a study weekend. So, I do have this meat chunk. This is just for fun meat chunk, and I want to honor this Curiosity. That's the wallpaper of the day, by the way, is our good old Curiosity Rover. Just past 2,000 days up there on Mars. See, that's a little selfie he took. There's some beautiful images out there in this article in the Smithsonian Magazine. Good stuff. And I'm going to tweet about that later. You got to keep on grinding, just like this guy has been grinding up there on Mars. So that's what we're doing in the hostile environment of the CCIE study program. So that's where we're at, folks. That's all I got for today. I'm about to go hit the books again. Hope you get all the good bits and keep on studying, folks. We shall see you soon back here in the Land Tamer stream.